Hello, it's Birdy again. So, it's the 31st of January 2026. About this time last year, a friend of mine got really sick. She's a Scorpion, which is water sign. Her husband is a Virgo, which is earth sign, and she has a son living with them, which is Capricorn, which is also an earth sign. So anyway, at the time, the guy calls me, the husband, and he's like, Birdy, man, my wife is in a coma. She had an organ system failure. We didn't know what caused this, but I do know what caused it now. And it was scarlet fever that she obtained in England when she went with her mother. Now, she's a druid, and she's a witch. The husband is a warlock, and the kid is in between. She's more white, he's more black. I don't know what you know about warlocks and witches. And they call me a white lighter because I met them when they were children. We got to know each other as we grew up together. Now she went into the adult industry, and he basically was beside her the whole time. And they had two kids together, and she had two kids with a different person. So, but most of the time she was with him for almost over 20 years, maybe 25. Anyway, I told him, take it easy, breathe in, breathe out, relax, because he's like, without her, I'm going to die. And I said, no, you're not, and she's not dying. Nobody's dying. And so I told him, I says, I'm going to pray, and you do what you do in order to use your energy to save her. But I knew this wasn't going to be enough. So she made it through the night. She made it through the night, and they sent her to a different hospital. She was still in a coma. Now, I told him, I says, we're going to use both of our energies, plus her energy and your son's energy, because he's living with them at the time. And you're going to talk to her while she's in the coma and use positive and good enforcement. And what I want to do is I want to make a triangle again. I want to use himself, his son, and the mother. So the mother's a Scorpion, that's water sign, and you got two earth signs. You put the water sign in between the two earth signs. And then you have me, I'm fire, I'm an Aries. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a triangle with the enforcement of both of them talking to her while she's in a coma. And then I'll start to push the energy just to one point, to another point, to another point, to another point, to another point. And then I'll put myself in there pushing the points as well. Now this will take time because the young man that is living with him, he's actually a man now. At that time he was a man. Anyway, he's still a man. We started pushing the points across about, they love her, they care about her, they're there for her, positive reinforcement, and start pushing this across. Now this took time and time and time and time, and weeks go by, and I stay close to the husband and the child. Well, he's not a child, but anyway, I take him to the hospital, I take them home. If I can feed them, I feed them, do my best. They set a GoFundMe account to help them pay for bills and stuff like that, because she was the breadwinner as well. She was the one making the money. Now, I said to myself, I got to continue this, and they got no money to donate to me or to help me help them. But I do have resources, and I do have a little bit more wealth than they do. And so I continue to do this pre bono as a friend, as loving them and understanding that they're in hard times. So a month goes by, and I'm still pushing the issue point to point, but this circle is starting to become a circle, and that's what I need. When you get energy flowing so fast, faster than the speed of light, constantly going, really moving, you can do almost anything. And this girl was already pronounced dead at one time. And I said, this is not happening. And she had a few friends out there that I communicated with, and they gave me more energy to put into this energy with the two that are seeing her every day. And then Even her mother, which she had a horrible feeling that her mother and her were never going to get along, she even went to visit her because they call it an olive branch or whatever you want to call it to mend past issues. But anyway, the amazing thing that a lot of people got together to try to use their energies to help her. And then I really got this circle to move so fast, ridiculously fast, that I knew she was going to live now. So she's a month and a week in a coma or something, or 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, I tell her the son has to go pay the rent, and they're making mistakes because they're not good at paying bills. She did all the bill payments and everything. Perhaps it was 2 months later. Don't quote me on the time. But anyway, I told him, I says, your mother's going to open her eyes today. And he goes, Birdy, she hasn't opened her eyes in almost 2 months, approximately. Let's go with that. And I go, well, today's the day. She's going to open up her eyes. He goes to me, if she does that, I'll call you right away. I haven't gone up to visit her. She's at a hospital on the seventh or eighth floor or something like that. I don't even know. But it's because I'm very emotional and I'll start crying and stuff like that. I did end up visiting her after 7 months because she didn't have no tubes on her or anything. I know she makes it, and that's the good part of the story. But I did still end up crying too. I just can't handle it when I've known someone that long. I'll get emotional. But let's go back to the story about the 2 months. We could bring the son to the rental place, pays the rent with some money that they got from the GoFundMe and other donations and stuff like that. And sure enough, when he went back, she opened up her eyes. Soon as he told me that, I was guaranteed this girl's going to make it no matter what. So, time goes on. She starts to get better. Maybe 5 months, believe it or not, she was in this hospital. Then they send her to a different hospital for rehab. Now, mind you, she's lost a crazy amount of weight. She's like 100 pounds now. She went in at probably 170 or 180. And she thought she was overweight. I don't think she was. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe, I don't know how exactly weighed she weighed, but she lost weight. And now they have to make a heart operation on her. They got to get her a tube and a stent and maybe 2 tubes in her heart and a stent. They got to crack her chest open. But she's already in rehab in a different hospital trying to build up her strength because they can't do the operation unless she builds up her strength. And she's on blood thinners, the whole 9 yards. I know she's going to make it. And now I'm supporting driving her husband to this place, but the son has moved on a little bit, and he's not going as much anymore to visit her. As soon as what I think is the son seeing her open her eyes, start to behave, and start to move and everything, and he goes, okay, mom's going to make it. Yeah, she doesn't need my support as much. That's what I figure. Don't quote me on that either. But anyway, the husband is still there 100%. He's going at it. He's pushing everything he's got. He's using his energy. I'm using my energy. Because I know that if you're getting a heart operation, there's still a chance you're going to go. But I still feel that she's going to make it. And a lot of her friends saying she's a feisty person. She's got strength. She can do this. She's going to make it. So let's go to about a month ago. Approximately just around Christmas, or just before Christmas. That's when my sister died, the 7th of December. They canceled her operation, and then they canceled it again. And the surgeon wants to do this right away. She was ready around December. She gained some weight. She did the rehab. She was living at home for about a month or two. Her spirits were high. Good time to do it. But she had to get some of her teeth removed. And so they had problems with that. But finally, everything was done. But they still couldn't do it because there was an emergency operation before her operation. Finally, 3 weeks ago, approximately 2 or 3 weeks ago, she got the operation. And I've taken her to get blood work twice. She survived. They cracked her chest open. And she only had to get 1 tube in and 1 stent and a few stitches on the other side of her heart. And a few stitches down her chest as well. And I consider this a miracle because she was clinically dead for a little while. And what brought this on was scarlet fever. when she got in England. And I thought that was very rare as well. But anyway, this is my story for this week, and I think it's a miracle. And I'm going to continue to help her for no cost to her at all, just because, sometimes you really got to push yourself to do something really nice for some other people in order for you to do good for yourself. And it made me feel a lot better to help this person because I've known her since she was 13, 14 years old. And I've known him since he was 15. So come on. You got to do something good once in a while. And I'm still doing it till she can be okay and I consider her all on her own. Birdy signing out. Bye.